Hi, good to see you again. Even though I actually can't see you, but I'm imagining that I can. We're working today from Max Pottag's book, Preparatory Melodies to Solo Work, and this is number 71. I've been doing a whole series on these, as many of you are aware, and there's quite a long playlist, so feel free to explore that on my channel sometime. And some of the things that I say are the same, and when you hear various teachers of yours, various very experienced and successful players saying something about your playing over and over again, it probably behooves you to listen very closely and try and understand what they're saying. Or when you hear certain recommendations, and I'm not talking about descriptions like, do this with your body, or it should feel like, you're lifting up or pushing down, or any mechanical kind of thing. But when you hear something that makes sense, and you hear it coming from a lot of different sources, see if you can make sense that for yourself about that particular comment. So this tune is titled Allegro Risoluto, which is translated in the book as boldly. I think it has more connotation than that. It's basically determined in such a way that one cannot be dissuaded from one's course. And this is exactly what the trumpet is supposed to inspire. It's the instrument of war, which says, let's go. So a lot of what we're doing is loud, strongly articulated, has a fanfare style to it. But this mixes in more gentle styles with that, so which is typical of these tunes. Let's see what I can do here for you. Well, that's a trumpety one, and I started out on violin, so I'm really a violinist at heart. But when you have this thing in your hand, you got to do what you can do. Now, what makes it a trumpety thing? Well, partially it's the style of the articulation, and I have to be honest, I was not particularly satisfied with that, and that's a good thing. I had a pastor once who declared from the pulpit, discontentment is sin. And I'm thinking, well, discontentment, what is that? There's some truth in the statement, and I won't get into what I think was being said right now, but I'm very discontented right now. And what that does is that can lead to repentance and faith. In other words, I didn't particularly like a lot of what I did. And I know what it was that I didn't like. And so I'm going to go back and see whether I can learn how to obey the instrument, fit myself to the instrument physically in such a way that I can get the musical results I want coming out of the horn. So the first thing is, when I started at the beginning, it was kind of spread. It didn't feel very precise. So now I realize a part of that was fingers. That needs to be cleaned. So there's a little third finger combination in there, right? And you have a D, which you could use a little slide for, but then the E, I have to, so there are a lot of details. I get lost in there, but all that is a simple little gesture. The main thing that I noticed is when I started tonguing, it's like instead of so I'm thinking right now, if I were just doing that, speaking it expressively, what would it sound like? Well, that's a lot harder than I thought. I can pronounce the articulation pretty well. But when I do the pickup, it's da 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 da, not da 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 da. And I'm pretty sure that when I played it, I just slurred right into it. Now, probably no one would notice that, but I would try it both ways, since I think that's a good way to practice. But now I've got something. Now I've got something I actually like pretty well. Okay, now I might work on that for a while, but then I have another challenge coming up. I've just played double forte, sustained, and then I'm going into a soft, articulated part. That can be really challenging for a lot of reasons that I'm not going to get into right now, but just physical reactions that most of us have to playing the trumpet. So the first thing I'm going to be thinking about here is, can I sustain so I'm kind of tight, I'm kind of pushing a little bit, I don't have that singing style. As soon as I can get relaxed, so I'm just carrying the note. Now I'm going to be in a much better position to play piano because I haven't been forcing. If I'm forcing, now I have to hold back. A lot of trumpet players actually clench, they'll tighten, maybe a little bit more pressure, throat closes, the tongue gets very tight, so it's everything closes up, and what you need to do is to stay open. Why? Because you want the same musical intensity of the articulation when you're playing soft as when you're playing loud. Now, not all the time, but that's a great thing to work for. So at the beginning, so I have a lot of command in the articulation. Can I get that same command when I'm playing soft? Not that I always want that. I just want to be able to do that. And then can I play marcato? So you see I'm looking at the musical details. Now, I know that some of you would be trying to play this, and there's going to be a lot of frustration involved. There certainly was for me when I first started playing these. So this is a long-term commitment. My sense is if you work on the qualities of things, and you become really interested in cultivating that quality, that it will naturally start coming into the music. Also, if you start to imagine musical things that maybe you hear another instrument do, or that you could do on the trumpet, just things that actually express emotions, attitudes, character. It goes way beyond just playing with a clean attack. What's the attitude here? That is going to guide the process of your technical development. So I'll leave that with you and hope that you find it helpful in your own work. Please come and join me when you have some more time. I feel like I need to practice that one a little bit more, but I'm just going to jump right into the next one. And I hope you'll join me when you get a chance to come back. Have a great day. Enjoy your practice. I'll see you later on.